What is going on, everybody? It's Alex, back here in the video. Today, we're going to do a Lions 7-round mock draft. And quick disclaimer, this was made before Sunday's game, so we do find out anything interesting tomorrow. Let's just hold the brakes because, of course, we are going to be updating these after the season as well. But I want to make sure you guys have some content, and it is internship application season. And yes, internships are starting to become due next week. Actually, no, this week. So I appreciate you guys' patience with that. But of course, I want to get you guys some good content. And this series is fun for me because it introduces us to new names, new players, and of course, new analysis. So if you guys are new, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think, because I know that you are a Lions fan, because unless you guys are a diehard fan of the channel, there's no other reason for you to click on a Lions 7-round mock draft. So I would love to have you guys as part of the community because, of course, I want to learn more so I can continue drafting better for you guys down the line. So let's just kick it off. Let's have some fun. If you guys are new to the series, we do not do trades here because, of course, it's RNG. RNG is random number generator, which means it's not actually real. So yeah, it's just a bunch of BS because, again, if I restart this draft and then do it all over, I'm going to get different trades every time. So you can say the same thing about the players, but I think that's just a little bit more fair and it adds less variables to the equation. So sitting here at number 4, we have a really nice layout for us right now. So obviously, I'd want to get Stingley, Leo, or KT. Those are my honest top options. So it kind of sucks because these two guys are usually gone by this point, but cannot complain because there are, in my opinion, 5 guaranteed studs in this class. And you got DeMarvin Leal, KT. Stingley is certainly probably the 5th one, but you got Evan Neal and Kyle Hamilton in there as well. All of them absolutely phenomenal players. So after studying your guys' roster, yes, I do leave this here purposely so that we could, of course, reference it. There are some big holes. Linebacker being one of them, something that we are going to address, something that we should definitely look at. Right now, I'm not really worried about the tackle situation. I love Evan Neal more than anything on earth, and that would be my first choice for almost any team but this one. You guys got to steal Penei Sewell, which was my Evan Neal last draft. I love offensive line. That's just what I do. But receiver, linebacker, defensive back, those are things that we need. Of course, we have a bunch of safeties that are on the last year of their contracts. So there is a dynamic threat. He has size, speed, intellect, coverage ability. He let up a touchdown against Cincinnati only because Desmond Ridder did not throw it to the right spot. That's the only reason why. He actually did not realize the ball was coming, last second reacted, and did what any player should have done in that situation. And that is put your, go flip around and try to defend the ball where it should be. Well, Ridder threw it off target, and that's the only reason why he let up a touchdown. So I'm going to stick behind my boy Kyle Hamilton here. If you saw him versus Florida State, he takes over games. That is very rare to see. And this is a loaded safety class. So if we wanted to pass on him, totally get that. But again, it's him and Evan Neal, and the one player we don't need is Evan Neal. Of course, as a Steelers fan, I love seeing Evan Neal go to the Steelers. That would be literally my favorite thing in the entire world. Second favorite thing is Matt Corral to the Steelers because that's a perfect fit. Even if Matt Corral is not worth the Steelers pick at that point, I think that is just awesome. But we're here talking about the Lions. Lions fans, I think that we need to have a little bit more hope. A little bit more hope. Because this team is not bad at all. So let's take a look at the options here. All right. Sam Howell, to me, is pretty much Baker Mayfield. I don't know how much of an upgrade over Jared Goff he is. Jared Goff needs to be more consistent, 100%. However, he doesn't have weapons. Kind of an issue. And, I mean, he does have running backs like Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift. Those are absolutely amazing. So don't call me out on that because I love them. But he doesn't have receivers. And the defense doesn't really help him out very much. So I think that after the season, this is where we're going to be able to actually see, hey, would Sam Howell be a good pick here if he fell? Maybe. Sam Howell obviously is going to be the biggest wins above replacement player on the entire board. Something I'm heavily considering right now because he is a top-end talent. I'm going to look, of course, see, hey, maybe there's some good defensive backs on the board. Jordan Battle would be great. Of course, we already got our safety of the future. Looking at the edge players, actually, we do have a pick coming up. So I am going to be targeting one of these 2 edge players probably at that spot because they are phenomenal. And So looking at this pick, man, you got to look at the value. So Darian Kennard could honestly be like really damn good as an interior offensive lineman on the squad, having him along with Penei Sewell and stuff. But I have a weird feeling that since he's been doing so much better at tackle, teams are going to be wanting to take him at tackle, which means he's going to want to be taken at tackle. The last thing we need is somebody not wanting to play for the Lions because he can't play the position that actually pays him money. So we're going to stick away from Darian Kennard right here. I would be definitely looking at Sam Howell. It's probably going to be the pick, but I would be a jackass to not be continuing to look at other options, especially in the receiving game. Drake London, certainly somebody on my radar. But if we're going to be honest, the one way you win this league is being able to have a quarterback on a rookie contract. The whole entire reason we got an extra first-round pick is because of the fact that we got Jared Goff's contract. So we can ride it out a little bit. I think it's just Sam Howell shouldn't be here. But then again, we have had already, I believe, 3 quarterbacks go. It might have been 2 quarterbacks, but Malik Willis as well as Matt Corral. He is certainly in that top 3 of all those quarterbacks. So I think that he's kind of worth it. I know you guys don't want quarterback at this point, but you know what? If you guys are at 4th overall, what's the problem in taking somebody who could potentially bust out? It's the 30th overall pick. You're not going to pay him jack. And his 5th-year contract is even going to be, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit affordable. So if I'm going to be honest, I think that's an excellent pick, worth invaluable amounts. And to be honest, I think that the right move right there was that, because even at this spot, yeah, you could take in Spencer Rattler, but we don't even know who the hell Spencer Rattler is. We at least know Sam Howell is doing something with nothing. He's having a hard time, yeah, but he has one weapon. He has Josh Downs. So he even lost all of his running back support to like Oklahoma with Eric Gray. And I'm forgetting the other one. The other one I'm bugging on right now, Ty Chandler, but he also went elsewhere. But looking at number 36 overall, I think edge is probably going to be a priority right here. We could also look at wide receiver, man. Like, to be honest, edge is a huge need. But I will say, if you want to look over here, we do have Aquara as well as, of course, Flowers, who we paid a shit ton of money for, right? Like, you're talking about $18 million a year, a 5-year, $90 million deal. So I think that that is good enough, along with, of course, a plethora of other weapons for us to deal with. To be honest, I think wide receiver needs to be a need right here. Jahan Dotson is an actual legit threat, but I think Drake London provides that height advantage as well that will allow somebody like I'm just bugging Sam Howell as well as Jared Goff to be able to have somebody to throw to, really good after the catch, pairing them back up with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Got some team chemistry right there. You're building the wide receiver core for your future. Again, I really want to focus on defense because you know me, I'm a defensive line guy. But I think the best thing to do, I'm not clicking that X because it usually glitches and it starts going into some type of frenzy. But I'm a defensive line guy, offensive line guy. That's saying something when I'm like, you know what, this is what we need to prioritize. So I think that's the best thing you can do. You don't even have any wide receivers. Like Tyrell Williams isn't even on the roster past this year. That's not saying much because again, it's Tyrell Williams, but it just says we need to take advantage of that. And guess what? There's no real weapons that I'd want right here. By the way, Wan'Dale Robinson, how I am so shocked because I just put him in. I would pull it up, but of course I closed it out. I put him up in my watch players list literally 20 minutes ago because I saw him take a ball to the house, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's speed is unbelievable. This is some dude to watch creeping up into the early day 2. Like early day 2. This guy's unbelievable after the catch. But honestly, oh wow. We lost out on the edge group too, man. The edge group, like it kind of like tails off and then it gets pretty good again. And then it tails off again. And then it gets good again. So there's definitely something to like kind of value the extra edge position, but we do have more time. There's a lot of edge players that are going to be in free agency as well. I think the best thing to do is to wait and see what happens. Of course, we might be taking advantage of the linebackers dropping, but as you guys can see by the overall, this is not a reach according to their board. It's just usually that they fall quite a bit farther than this. So I am not going to be going after Henry To'oTo'o. However, if you guys wanted to select that, of course you can. I did just select him in my last video, which hasn't even been uploaded yet. So I think going after Mike Jones Jr. here, taking advantage of that 30% missed tackle rate, you can work on that. It's not like your linebackers do much better anyways, but he's an excellent coverage linebacker, great speed, somebody who I have a very high affinity for, so very good athlete, and he's going to light it up for LSU. And he is he's going to do a great job here, especially as a third round pick. Dude, that's a very high end third round pick. I love the upside right there. The fact that we're getting trade offers right now shows that we have another third round pick, which is phenomenal. If you guys could please educate me on why we got that extra third round pick, that would be absolutely awesome. Would love to be able to make some discourse with you down in the description below. But Jake Haener getting into the third round. Wow. I'm a Jake Haener lover, and I can't even imagine him being in the third. Daniel Faalele falling is absolutely atrocious. That guy has a lot to work on, but damn, 6'9", 380 pounds after losing 20. Just saying that's ridiculous. And as a Steelers fan, I find that pick at 97 quite disgusting, even though Pickett's not terrible. It's just like, let's relax a little bit here. So looking at number 98. Oh man, 98th overall. I think maybe a good spot to go would be maybe some quarterback depth, right? We have some really good guys. Noah Daniels is here. I'm pretty sure that he's just been the only reason that he's been getting kind of screwed over is the fact that he's been injured, right? I'm pretty sure that's why he was actually sidelined, because he had a pretty terrible injury. Yeah, unable to stay healthy throughout his collegiate career. Dude, his talent is probably second round. I'm gonna be honest, it's worth taking a shot on. The edge class right here it's not good enough. I'm just gonna be honest, it's not good enough. Wide receiver room, you can get Wan'Dale Robinson here. I'd love that. I want to see what our next pick is though, because that is going to be actually pretty indicative of how I address this. Ooh, we don't have a pick till 146, because it's going to be pretty easy to lose out on Wan'Dale. But dude, Noah Daniels, you have to, sometimes you got to say, hey, there's a lot of receiving weapons that don't even make teams that are really damn talented. Cornerbacks are more in high demand. So I'm going to get Noah Daniels here out of TCU. Again, the only reason he's there is because of his injury history. And man, if you have that much of a desperation for legit corner talent, just put up with it for the short term. Put up with it. Like if he actually stays healthy for 1 year, and then you have your guys, let's just say the rest of the corner group is able to continue to develop, and then they take their step up, and then he gets hurt. Cool. Now your corner core can actually be able to step up where Noah Daniels is not. So I think it's really worth it. Something that I understood why maybe the Dolphins got Jalen Phillips that early. Thinking about Ramondre Stevenson, somebody who also was pretty injury prone. Trey Sermon, who is still injury prone. Just these guys who are more injury prone getting selected. It's like, well, some teams actually. How the hell is Breece Hall taken there? I have him as a fringe first. That's ridiculous. I would have taken him. That's ridiculous. That's so stupid. I'm sorry. That is just dumb as hell. Regardless, Breece Hall, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. That is sad. Breece Hall, I don't know what these guys have been watching, but Breece Hall isn't a generational running back. You look at Bijan Robinson, Tank Bigsby, sure, cool. But damn, that is disrespectful. That caught me off guard. That really hit a little bit deep. But at this spot, I think another good route would be to go back to the linebacker or receiver position. Unfortunately, we did lose out on my buddy here. I actually want to see where he went because I want to see how far. Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson went at 118. So he went a while ago. Makes me feel a little bit better about oh, well, we just could have missed him. No. So I'm looking at edge here, but of course I did just get Xavier Thomas. Tyreek Smith would be a good edge depth player, but honestly, I think our linebacker core needs a little more help. We have a lot of dudes like Sean Dion Hamilton. These guys are on 1 year or getting expired. Their deals right now. So I think Owen Popo is a really damn good linebacker. He was a fringe third rounder for me, and we're getting him here. I mean, Auburn's been churning out some solid talent at linebacker. I think they've just been at a disadvantage because their offense can't do anything. And these poor guys are probably on the field having to experience a full playbook from the offense every single week and pretty much getting chewed up because they're getting tired. I genuinely think that Popo is being very underrated on this predictive board. Somebody who I am willing to target later on, even though we don't exactly need him, since of course we spent the 4th overall pick on a safety. Colby Harvey Peel. I just did not realize that he fell that much. It's a bit disrespectful in my opinion, but regardless, let's get back to it. I think going wide receiver or edge is a good route here. I might just go Xavier Thomas anyways because he fell all the way to the 5th. That's, it's kind of sad. But I mean, Joseph Ngata's not bad either. I'm trying to find some dudes who we can actually pick up. DJ Matthews is another sneaky guy. Khalil Shakir, of course, it's a glitch. He should not be at that spot. It's just because they haven't found a good spot for him yet, which I think is stupid. Jared Patterson wouldn't be a bad guy to throw your hat in on. Pretty sure there's a guy who's on the Chargers. I'm forgetting his name, but he was like, I believe, your backup guard. He's actually really good. Jared Patterson could be Frank Ragnow's understudy and then eventually play at guard. I think it's the right move. He is young. I think he's a redshirt junior. Yeah, because he was able to come out last year, but he didn't, which is stupid because the line has been looking pretty porous this year. So we're gonna stick with him anyways. I think it's just the right move. There's not enough talent in the wide receiver room for me to go after another one. Again, there's a lot of them out there. So let's stick with that. Let's have a little bit of fun. We do have another pick that is right here, which again, if Xavier Thomas was there, I would have taken him. I think that's fair. But like looking at the guys who are on the board, Britton Brown would be a really good one. Anais Smith as well. Just took him recently. Britton Brown is a really good power back. That's something that I don't really see us having a lot of. He's pretty much Zach Charbonnet's buddy, which of course Zach Charbonnet represent Oaks Christian. I might get him. We don't need him because again, we have Jamar Jefferson there as well. We don't actually have like a bruising back. 6'1", 205. He plays a bit heavier than that. James Cook's not getting enough recognition either. This is a pretty good running back class. It's not like top heavy at all, but like for depth, talking about like this range, you get James Cook in the 6th round. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm just checking really quickly to see, hey, is there anybody that we can steal here? Anybody with high upside that we can get? I don't really think so. I think Britton Brown might honestly be a really damn good move. You guys might not like that, and I totally understand. But we don't have a bruising back. Worst case scenario, you cut a 6th round pick. Why not? I think Britton Brown has that upside. Looking for guys who we could have gotten maybe later on who can do that power game. Kennedy, I think that's another glitch. I seriously think he doesn't pass 300. They haven't organized the dudes. It would make sense because again, we all know Kennedy Brooks is not the 300th dude on the board. Chris Rodriguez Jr. is not better than Kennedy Brooks. So I'm pretty sure like just respecting the RNG factor and as well as the fact they don't even have their big board machine ready, which is something where I would be showing you guys updates on my big boards, but of course that's not possible. We'll see how that pans out. All right. So I think this is a good spot where you can try to get somebody like Jeremiah Moon here. That there's just not really that much. Big Cat Bryant is somebody where, yeah, I can honestly see him being here in the 6th round. So it's possible for us to get that. But looking at it, Jameson Williams is so damn good. I can't select him here, though. He's going to be more of like the 2nd round pick. So he's really good. Really damn good. DJ Matthews could be here, though. And to be honest, we do well with these guys who are kind of like nobodies. So I'm going to get DJ Matthews out of Indiana. Dude lit it up. I think he got like 3 touchdowns the other week. So he's shown potential, and he actually has some pretty good route running. Big fan of what DJ Matthews could be. Apparently, we have another pick as well. So we are going to be able to maximize our value. Jameson Williams, that's just ridiculous. Like, there's no way. Yeah, it says starting outside receiver. Like, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be for 2021. But still, it's like, dude, really? You're putting him at 263. He's the best wide receiver on Alabama. Okay. So, you know what I mean? It's like, all right. But this spot, honestly, if you want to, you can go another quarterback with a high upside. You guys would say like that might be ridiculous. I don't really think so. I don't. But, you guys do you. I'm seeing if there's anybody who, of course, is just completely BS underrated. which there is not currently. Just checking out, see, oh, well, like Myron Cunningham's not that terrible. It's not that good, but he's not that terrible. Joey Blunt should be getting a little bit more respect than that. I'll say that. But apart from that, I can't really disagree with any of this. We do like Penn State corners, so I'm probably just going to go Tree Castro Fields. I'm pretty sure we already went 2 corners already, which we actually haven't. So I think that makes sense. Tree Castro Fields deserves a little bit more respect as well. Let's go Tariq. I'm again still looking at potentially grabbing a quarterback if we do have another pick, which we do. Of course, 2 of the guys that I wanted to take are gone, but you know, it still might be worth taking a dude. Emory Jones is like, I'm so happy that he's not in the first round consideration anymore, but he's not like a, I don't know if he's a 7th rounder, guys. He shouldn't be behind a Bo Nix. Derek King might be in that Bo Nix territory, and I love Derek King, but Grayson McCall's here, somebody who's going to be really good on those running downs. That's what I'm thinking. Like, do we want to get somebody who, in the meantime, could be really good in these running downs? Well, you could talk about Derek King at that point, but I'm going to go Grayson McCall here. I think there's good sub packages where you can actually use him and not use up not Tanner Morgan. Oh my goodness, Sam Howell. So that is going to be the draft. We have actually a lot of picks, and I just wanted to make sure we maximize the value on them. So let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.